Yeah.
Squad made to be.
I be paranoid, I gotta keep. I got like me this right in the money. I love it even though it's bad. I can't let none of these get into my head. And all my friends locked up, got caught up in the feds. And all my sins washed up, get free my said. I be close to saying they supposed to say. Sometimes I wanna go ghost, I might go in my head. Still screaming free to find they coming home now.
We welcome you to Houston, Texas. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, from the land of the space program, we're ready for takeoff.
That's right, and they're letting those threes fly from everywhere on the court. Let's see if this team can win a third championship.
Ready to go here from Toyota Center. Let's gear up for the opening tip. The Charlotte Hornets begin the game with the basketball. To Batum. Walker. To Nick Batum. Shot clock winding down. Batum. To Kemba Walker. Fires the three. And Kemba Walker, muscle memory put to good use there.
When I think about Kemba Walker, I think about a self-made elite PG. He's a little guy that thrives amongst the NBA giants, and he's fearless. Let me tell you about how fearless he is. Even Alvin Gentry said he's probably the biggest competitor he's ever seen. You could put him right up there with the likes of Kobe Bryant from a competitive standpoint. That goes to show you that Walker will do anything and everything to beat you every possession.
Out of bounds the call off P.J. Tucker. Walker buries it on the catch and shoot.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the three.
Tucker to Harden. Count it. No and one. There was some contact there. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Lets it fly from long range. That his third three in this first quarter alone.
And the defense has to push up on the offensive player. Don't let him have clear vision of the basket.
The drive. Stuffs it down with authority.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. You actually have to focus on the dribbler's belly button. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Charlotte basketball knocked loose. Rockets come up with it. And the finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Walker into the front court. Leads just a point. Has a chance. Won't go. To Fareed. Tucker. Paul. Trying to cash in. Deep two there. Won't go. To P.J. Tucker. James Harden. 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
There's no stopping that. You either got to double or deny him the ball from the jump.
Walker over to the right side. Lamb Matched up with Capella. Oh, they called the foul, Jay.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Clint Capella with a piece.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And that's rebounded by Houston. Paul into the front court. Leads one. Got it. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Stuffs it down with authority. Feed the big fella. Point to the passer.
So good when you get everybody involved, in particular your bigs. You get them going, they'll run the court faster, and guess what? They'll set harder screens because they're actually in the game.
Now a timeout from the Hornets coach. They'll catch their breath in what's now a 5-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. Kemba Walker matched up with Paul. To Miles Bridges. Down the lane to lay it in.
Man, that may not have been a gimme, but that layup at the rim definitely chips away at the pride of the defense.
I got ball.
To Gerald Green. There's the toss. Had a chance, but it's no good. Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down 3. Here's a chance from long range. On fire to start this one. 4 threes in this first quarter alone.
And I love this offense in the playbook. It's called give him the ball and get out the way.
Harden with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Here comes the screen. Driving right to the basket. Harden to Gerald Green. Five seconds to shoot. Gerald Green flushes down the slam. Jay, they make it look so easy.
Yeah, but it's really not that easy. And as a passer, if your pass is just a fraction too early or a fraction too late, that throws the whole play off. The timing of this has to be impeccable.
Hornets have the basketball. Rockets have it. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Chris Paul trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. Paul's free throw, good. A three-point play as the Rockets add to their lead. Right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
The drive, right to the basket. Lobs it up. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And the defender's got to take note. Otherwise, that shot's going up all game long.
Monk against Chris Paul. Chris Paul sends it away.
That kid can block out the sun, man.
And counted at the rim.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To the rim. That approach, that's what you want to see. Nice save. Knocked loose. Rockets have the steal. And score. Strong take. Late heave to beat the buzzer, so the Rockets with the lead after one at Toyota Center. Jay and I back with more after this. You're watching the NBA on EA Sports. One quarter down. Neither side really distinguished itself. Jay, what stood out?
Both teams are trying to feel each other out, but I like the aggression that both teams established in the first quarter. This is the first quarter league. The way you play in the opening minutes really sets a tone for the rest of the game.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. Pass to the rim. Pass stolen by the Hornets. Lamb against Harden. Rockets come up with it.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
To Paul. Harden tosses. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
From the painted area, won't go down. To Paul. Harden. Count the basket inside.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Marvin Williams, a couple of free throws on the way. For his career, 80% at the line. Misses the first. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip.
See, you've been working on your game.
Harden to P.J. Tucker. To Paul. To Fareed. Paul. He engulfed him that time. Into the front court, it's Walker. Margins 8. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Walker with the basketball. Down 8. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
In the paint, you need to finish. just like that.
To P.J. Tucker. Clint Capella, 3 for 3 in this first half.
Who's controlling the paint? The offense is controlling the paint right now. The defense needs to do a better job of making it more uncomfortable for those easy lays.
Hornets right now in possession. Lamb here against Harden. To Walker. Batum to Kemba Walker. 4-3. Rare miss the way he's been shooting. Shot's no good. To Fareed. James Harden. Now the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
It just seems like one of three things happen every time James Harden has the ball. Either he scores, he gets fouled, or he kicks it out to someone for a three. Pick your poison.
Count the basket at the rim.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
To P.J. Tucker. Throws it up. And a pass taken away by Charlotte. Walker. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Pass stolen by the Hornets. A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Tucker to Paul. Looking for his man. And scores.
The okey-doke. Let's see if he'll try that one again.
Kemba Walker against Chris Paul. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Paul, and a pass taken away by Charlotte.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Mike D'Antoni changing up his lineup. To Rivers. Sets him up. A pass stolen by the Hornets. Slams it down.
You know, teams usually shoot higher percentages early in the shot clock. Plus, you take away the legs of the defense. You have to dictate the pace.
Gerald Green to Rivers. Walker. Beyond the arc for three. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
Fakes. Drives to the rim and scores.
An easy two. Get back on defense.
Hornets at the controls of this one. Walker. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Deep three at the buzzer. We reached halftime in a 2-point game. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
Time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Rockets are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Houston Rockets. The Charlotte Hornets aren't down by much after 2 quarters. And that deficit is a negative, of course, but I do see it positive. I really like how they move the ball, keeping each other involved offensively. They've got a nice flow to their game today. These are the guys getting buckets. For the Charlotte Hornets,
Game track. Bench points.
this is a game where the bench guys deserve a bit of the spotlight. The thing is, you need a spotlight big enough for the reserves on both squads. This is a game that's been all about the depth in the depth chart.
Player of the half.
Chris Paul was lighting up the scoreboard in the first half, and I'm not sure the defense will be able to figure out what it'll take to slow him down. He looks like he's in a zone. Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Paul to P.J. Tucker. There's the toss and a pass taken away by Charlotte. Now ready to shoot at the line.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
First one, count it. gets both to drop at the line. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. Paul to Harden. To P.J. Tucker. Lobs it up. James Harden. The defense is really going to have to start paying attention. He's 5 for 5 for the field.
We're watching a clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Kemba Walker, guarded by CP3. Off the mark. And a putback slam.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Charlotte with the basketball. Layup's good. That's as high percentage as it gets.
Here's lesson number 1. When you allow a player like that the freedom of space to dance with the ball, there's no telling what kind of breakdance move they might hit you with.
To Fareed. Short jumper off the mark. Walker into the front court. His group now down 2. Knocks it down from mid-range.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Now Paul with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Harden to the rim. Kenneth Fareed powers it down.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Charlotte basketball. Walker. Knocks it down off the step back.
Ed, here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Paul. Pass stolen by the Hornets.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Batum to Walker. Oh, I missed a short one there. Fareed to Paul. Out of bounds the call. Last touch by Nick Batum. Substitution being made in this one. Shot from the lane won't go. Hornets have the basketball. Batum to Kemba Walker. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ballgame.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Just enough of a head fake to help on that one.
And Ed, you know what the worst part about this whole thing is? Usually when a defender bites like that, that means that they're being active. They just guessed wrong, man.
And too much contact.
A simple touch foul.
Kemba Walker matched up with Paul. James Harden pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Another follow, still no good. On the follow, way to stay with it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Driving right to the basket. Oh, leaves the defender in the dust. Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. The lead is 2. To Miles Bridges. Oh, a whistle.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 3. Houston Rockets are in the penalty. 1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Cash is in. Someone has to get into a zip code.
And the true test of a team's character is how they respond when they get hit in the mouth. Keep digging.
Harden. And now he's going to shoot a few more as he's fouled going up for it.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
Clint Capella has got 2 shots coming. A career 48% free throw shooter. First free throw is good. Two for 2 on that trip. Into the front court, it's Walker. Leads a bucket. The drive, right to the basket. Jumper's good.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Time to shuffle things up. Harden. And a pass taken away by Charlotte. Monk against Harden. Straight down the middle of the lane. Way to punch it home.
I mean, defense, is it that easy? Can I see some reaction after somebody gets an easy dunk? Some yelling, some kind of emotion? I need you to get involved back in this ballgame.
Ooh, Chris Paul. Looking good. 4 for 5.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Walker. And he hits.
Get it, shoot it again.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. Third quarter comes to an end. The Hornets have the lead. Hornets with the first possessions here in the fourth quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Nothing going here on that drive. From long range. Won't go down. To Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in a defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Chris Paul at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw's good. A 3-point play, and the lead cut in half. It's now down to 3. Walker with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Paul to Fareed. Count it. No and 1. There was some contact there.
That's what I'm talking about, Ed. It's that simple. Put the ball in the bucket.
Walker into the front court. Leads 3. The jumper's off the mark. To Capella. Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Another chance. The rebound comes down to Paul. Fareed to P.J. Tucker. Runner's good there.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. His guys now down by a point. And the defender over-pursues, and he's called for it.
His timing was a tad bit off.
Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Batum. Has a look. Wide open look, won't go.
You see, Ed, this is where coaches get fired. It's great to have good offensive sets, but if you can't execute, then the play was a failure.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in a zone by himself.
To Batum. Nicola Batum. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Hornets right now in possession. To Miles Bridges. Kenneth Faried able to recover with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Monk picked up by Paul. It was right there. Batum guarded by Clint Capella. Rockets have it. Tucker to Capella. Batum to Miles Bridges. From the painted area, won't go down.
Yo, big kudos to the defender. It seems like the mere presence of him in the paint was enough to throw off the concentration of the guy trying to drop the layup in.
Now a timeout coming here from the Hornets coach. That's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with 1 remaining. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. For 3, and it's Capella with the rebound. Paul with it up top. Lead stands at 7. Into the front court, it's Walker. He'll run the offense. Count it.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Harden, pass to the rim. Pass stolen by the Hornets.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Paul. Tosses. Throws it down off the alley-oop pass.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Walker with the basketball. The margin standing now at 7. To Nick Batum. Knocked loose. That one out of bounds off a rocket. So the possession stays with the Hornets. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Batum. Nicola Batum. Consistent effort. He's at 50%. Whistle blows. Intentional foul.
This is a close game, and possessions are at a premium. That's a good move to stop the clock.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
Eric Gordon trying to cash in on the three-point play. A career 81% free throw shooter. Free throw is good. It's a three-point play, and that just might put this game out of reach. Now whistle, and Charlotte is going to use a timeout. That's their second of the final 3 minutes. No more timeouts left the rest of the game. Time for some new personnel into the game. Walker. Oh, he's been on target from downtown, Jay. He's 5 of 7 from 3.
Yeah, he's been able to knock down those shots by having great spacing on the floor. His teammates deserve the credit as much as he does.
And now an intentional foul, so they'll send him to the line. 2 free throws here means it's a 3-possession game.
Some players are built to handle these moments. On one end, you just sparked your team, and at the same time, you also got under your opponent's skin. Just want to manage through the emotions here and not take it too far.
Goes 2 for 2. Hornets at the controls of this one. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
Off the assist. And they'll get the intentional foul. So 2 free throws coming up, and you figure 1 out of 2 could be enough to seal the deal.
Ed, what's that old saying? Ruffled feathers do not flock together. Well, actually, I just made that up. But what it means is that play will cause a little havoc. As designed, the team that uses it to galvanize as a unit will have the advantage.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Deep three at the buzzer. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they take care of business at home. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
It's Jalen Rose, and it's time for the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets emerged victorious after a tight finish. The defense in this matchup was outstanding. When they weren't blocking shots, they were making steals, and it all came together for a terrific win. Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets. The Hornets lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And while they didn't win the game, they could have won a dunk contest. They put down plenty of slams in this matchup. The Charlotte Hornets relied on these guys for their scoring here today.
Game track. Field goal.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense. But still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
Chris Paul read the defense perfectly, and his teammates reaped the benefits with easy baskets.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. These are the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams, this is Jalen Rose signing off.